Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Hardcore Challenge Live. I am the commish, Ben Klein, and this is our Week 14 update edition, our last update edition of the regular season, as this is our final week. So let's take a look at some of the action and some of the pivotal games that we have going on right now, because there are obviously some. Let's start with the first division. Start from geographically north and work our way down. Let's start with the Great White North Division, as I'm thinking RBs still keeps the hope alive that they may break the regular season scoring record. They are going to need a very big game out of Tom Brady on Monday night to make that happen, as their squad is done all but Tom Brady. They're sitting at 144. They need 172. So we'll see. However, regardless of that fact, they are winning their game. So they are going to take the victory over Cheesehead. Although Cheesehead is not out of it. Stranger things have happened. Eli Manning is not looking very good in the first half. Has a big goose egg for him. Eli Manning could post some points. Giants defense get a turnover or something. It looks like he's got 3 Giants going right now. So basically, stays the course. It's going to be, I'm thinking, RBs winning the game, clinching the number 1 overall seed in the playoffs, grabbing a first round bye. They've already clinched the division, and so that's what's going on there. Now moving over to the Lead East. Bison Broncos had already clinched the division coming into this week, and they are going to drop a game, it looks like, to Johnsonville Brats, who is fighting for their absolute playoff life. Now, it's looking like Johnsonville Brats is probably going to hold on, beat Bison Broncos. Bison Broncos is still going to get in. However, with what's going on in the game over that affects the Wild West and the Dirty South, another one of the huge games, which was They See Me Rollin' against Stinky Pinky. Stinky Pinky is beating They See Me Rollins fairly handily right now, and looks like it's going to hold the course. They've only got Witten going for another half of football and a Tucker going on Monday night, so they're not going to be able to close the gap of 50 points, I'm guessing, unless Witten absolutely goes out of his mind in the second half. So it's looking like They See Me Rollins is going to drop. Now Stinky Pinky looks like they're going to win. Now what that does, go look at our game of the week. Our game of the week was Renegade Misfits versus Tama Terrace. I picked Tama Terrace to win. Most people picked Tama Terrace to win. But it's not looking like Tama Terrace is going to be able to get the deal done and return as the defending Wild West champion. It looks like they are going to be out. Currently, they are down by 30 points, and they have the Ravens defense going tomorrow night, and that's all they've got left. Is it fathomable that the Ravens defense could put up 31 points and they win the game? Sure it is. Realistic? Not really. So, that game's probably over. Now, with what that does, is if all these games stay the course, which looks like they most likely will, Tama Terrace is going to lose the game of the week to Renegade Misfits. Renegade Misfits will then secure the number 2 wild card. They See Me Rollins, who is losing to Stinky Pinky, will then secure the number 1 wild card, while Stinky Pinky jumps Tama Terrace by half a game, taking the Wild West Division crown, and Tama Terrace will completely miss the playoffs. Johnsonville Brats, who won their big game over Bison Broncos, it was for nothing because Renegade Misfits did not lose. So, there is your playoff field. Your number 1 seed. If all of these games stay the course. Now, obviously, there could be some crazy miracle that happens in the second half of one of these games or on Monday Night Football. Somebody plays out of their mind. And, obviously, with that exception, put that out. If everything stays the course as it is and is projected, and it looks like, because most of these games at the leads, they're fairly substantial leads. So, if everything stays the course, this is how your playoff field's going to look. You got the number 1 seed will be secured by, I'm thinking, RBs. The number 2 seed, also first round bye, will be the division champion of the Dirty South, the Beaver Street Roar. You will have your number 3 seed, division champion of the Wild West Division, Stinky Pinky, playing in the first wild card round against Renegade Misfits, the number 2 playoff wild card out of the Dirty South. Now on the other side, you will have Bison Broncos, the division champion, the 4 seed from the Elite East, playing Daysimi Rollins, also from the Dirty South, the number 1 wild card. The winner of Bison Broncos and Daysimi Rollins will meet, I'm thinking, RBs in the second round of the Hardcore Challenge postseason. Winner of Stinky Pinky and Renegade Misfits will face off against the Beaver Street Roar in the second round of the Hardcore Challenge postseason. It's going to be a crazy playoff, guys. It was a crazy playoff right down to the finish. Something still crazy could happen, for sure. As you know, there's still football left, but just looking at these games, I don't see that much. Now, just a couple notables. We'll touch on the fact that I'm going to beat Donkey Punch, it looks like, most likely, unless something crazy happens. So I'm going to finish with a 6-8 record. Sucks. Losing season. Looks like Skull Crushers possibly is going to drop their game. They had, maybe not. Maybe not. It's going to come right down to the wire. But Skull Crushers looking to possibly finish 7-7. I had projected them to win that division. Was a little off there as Tom ran away with it. So what we're gonna do Tuesday, obviously, since things are shifting gears and we're going into playoff mode, what we're going to do on Tuesday is I'm going to have a little playoff show to get you guys ready for the playoffs. We're gonna go over we're gonna look at my predictions at the beginning of the season, see how they shake out to what actually happened. We're gonna highlight each one of the playoff teams. Break you down on what their recent history is, how they've done in the playoffs. We're down to 6. It's a whole new season. 6 teams left. Barring any miracles, those are your 6. 6 teams left. It's going to get crazy. So let's see. We'll sit back, watch all these games go to a final. But that's looking like our field of 6. RBs, the 1 seed. Beaver Street Roar, the 2 seed. 3 seed, Stinky Pinky. 4 seed, Bison Broncos. Those are your division champions. Your 2 wild card seeds. Number 5, Daysimi Rollins. Number 6, Renegade Misfits. Bounced back. They were looking rough. Travis was looking rough. He'd never made the playoffs. Never made the playoffs in the Hardcore Challenge. And it looks like Travis, who coming in at 8-5, was looking hot. Was 8-3 at one point and looking crazy hot, and then dropped 2 tough games. It's looking like he was going to miss the playoffs and not get his first time. But Travis, been in the league since 2011, is going to make his first postseason appearance. That was probably the biggest story thus far. The other big story would be Daysimi Rollins just not looking as strong as you would like to see them going into the postseason. They're looking a little weak. Stinky Pinky had looked a little suspect here up until this last week. And they really came out strong the final week. Team looked solid right when they needed them the most. If they didn't win, they were out. It was a do or die for Stink. He needed it bad. So Bison Broncos, it's another storyline. The defending champ made it into the field of 6 to defend the cup. Is the cup staying home? Is he going to leave 2 marks on it before anybody else gets to see it? Man, somebody's got to knock him off. We can't have a repeat champion. I'm leaving it up to one of the 5 of you to get rid of it. Oh, Matt Keep, I see you've joined us. I feel so bad about your the skid, the demise of Tama Tears. So close to a repeat season. I wanted to see you make it into the playoffs, but you didn't quite make it. So that's pretty much the highlights of what we got going on. Another low light, just to point out, which is worth mentioning, because at one point we were very, very high on this team. All of us were very high on this team, as the Pale Horsemen. Well, let's remember, the Pale Horsemen were at one time 5-0 and had a full 3-game lead over the Elite East. 5-0. Since then, they have went one. They're going to go 1-8 to finish the season at 6-8. That is a collapse. A collapse. An epic collapse. Yeah, Forte absolutely killed you, Matt. And that's what, in the breakdown, I said, I thought your strong suit was your running backs. That was going to be what carried you, and your running backs absolutely murdered you today. If your running backs would have had a halfway decent game, it was in the bag because the rest of your team performed. But your running backs killed you. You're only going to come up short 30 points. Probably only 20 because your defense will probably put up 10. And those were completely lost your running back position. That's brutal. So, like I said, Arby's and Beaver Street Roar, you're going to get the week off. Got the week off. You other guys, Bison Broncos and Rollins, facing off. Stinky Pinky, Renegade Misfits, facing off. On Wednesday, I would like to have all 4 of the first round owners on for an interview. Let's break it down. Let's hear right from the horse's mouth the biggest matchup of the season for each one of these guys, as it is do or die time, fighting in the first round of the Hardcore Challenge postseason 2016. Who's going to raise the cup this year? Is it going to be somebody new? Do you think it can be the final wild card spot? Travis, Renegade Misfits, never made the playoffs? Will it be the first repeat, first 2-time champion in league history? Can Kent do it again? Get hot in the playoffs? Bison Broncos. Can RBs be the first 2-time league champion? Can they see me rolling? Get their first playoff win? Get hot in the playoffs? Can Stinky Pinky become the first 2-time champion? It's going to be a crazy playoff. It's going to be a crazy postseason. Lots of storylines. We're going to break it all down Tuesday. And then I hope to have all the owners on. I'll be reaching out to you on Wednesday. So we can have a great couple shows and get ready for the postseason. So there you have it. There's our update for where we're at right now. Live as of 10:10 Eastern Time. Tampa Bay area, Florida. Headquarters of the Hardcore Challenge. It's week 14. It's wrapping up. The playoffs are pretty well set. We know who it's going to be, barring anything freaking miracles. Let's get ready. You 6 ready for the challenge? Good luck. Game on.